Hi, my name is Veronica, and today I'm going to be picking my March TBR. I'm going to be using a TBR jar, cup, whatever you want to call it. This is my first time ever using this to pick my TBR this way. I'm only going to pick 5 books because I already have 4 that are on my radar that come out this month that I'm so excited for. First is In Our Own League, and this comes out on March 3rd. This is a spinoff from the Windy City series. This is about Reese and Monty. I'm super excited about this book. Next is Tag Your It, which is the second book after Tag. It's by Natalie Bennett. I really enjoyed this book. I read it last year, and it's just a continuation of this story. It comes out on March 7th. Love Song by Elle Kennedy. This comes out on March 17th. This is another second gen book for her that's after like off campus in Briar U. And this is about Wyatt and Garrett Graham's kids. And I'm super excited about this one. And the last one is Hunt the Villain by Rena Kent. This is the second book in the Villain series. I'm super excited about this one. This is MM romance, and just from the breadcrumbs that were in Kiss the Villain, I feel like this one is going to be so good. Okay, without further ado, let's start picking our prompts. Alright, first is a book that's in the same genre as the last book you finished. Ooh, let me see. Okay, so for this prompt, I picked the second book in the Hollow Boys series. I read this book back in January, and the second book in the series is called The True Sweet Burn. This is about Rook, and basically what the Hollow Boys series is about these 4 guys that are called the Hollow Boys. They are basically trying to investigate or prove that this murder that happened to one of their friends is not actually a murder. They think it's very suspicious, and they're trying to just figure out like what actually happened to her. And I really actually enjoyed the story. It was, I feel like, just laying the foundation, and I've heard that the second book in the series is everybody's favorite, so I'm super excited to pick this up. Alright, second prompt. Highest rated on Goodreads. So this would be on my Goodreads shelf. Okay, so the highest book rated on my Goodreads shelf is Sinister by Veronica Lancet. Since this book is not out yet, the next closest book that is actually out is Daggermouth by H.M. Wolf. This has a 4.48 on Goodreads. This is funny, I actually picked this book up back in January. I got about 30% in and I was loving it. I could just tell that this book was going to be phenomenal, and I had seen so many good things on this. This is basically about a girl that was like outside of the city. It's a dystopian world, and she is essentially like an assassin. She ends up being like commissioned to infiltrate this heart of the city and attack the like commander or captain of this establishment basically. And she ends up having to like be in an arranged marriage with the captain's son. It's just so interesting, and when I started it, like I said, I was really enjoying it, and I just put it down because I don't really know. I just put it down, and I really want to get back to the story. So this is so funny that this is the one that got picked. So the second book on my TBR is Daggermouth. Okay, third prompt. Wait, something just came out. I'm just going to go with that. Okay. A Kindle read. Okay, give me a second. I'm going to look and see what's on my Kindle. Okay, for a Kindle read, I'm going to do Riftborn by Greenwich and Lennox. I've had this book for over a year, and I have been wanting to pick it up. This has recently been hugely blowing up on TikTok, Book Talk, since The Ascended came out by them, and I know it goes Riftborn, Dustbound, The Ascended, and I just feel like I really need to finally pick this book up. I've heard that this one is just okay, and then Dustbound is great, and then Ascended is immaculate, and I really want to get back into reading fantasy or romantasy. I haven't been reading a lot this year, and I just want to start this series. So, oh, and I'm starting another series. That's great. But this is basically about Thea. She is a Riftborn, but that's her last name. But yeah, Thea, who is a girl that basically has this power, and it ends up erupting one day, and the wrong person catches her with it, and he is a general of an army, and basically is like recruiting her to do something for him. That's basically really all I know about this story. I'm super excited about this. I hope I like it. I have just seen really good things on the other books, and like I said, I've had it for so long. I think that this was just the universe trying to get me to finally pick this book up, and the TBR picked it for me, so this is exciting. I'm excited to pick it up. Our fourth pick. The last book you took a photo of in your camera roll. Okay. I take photos randomly, so this could be literally anything. Let's see. Well, this is a collage of photos, and I think this is cheating. So I'm gonna go an actual photo. Let's see. Okay. This book I think comes out in March. It's called Beast Becomes Her. Let me look it up on Kindle real quick. Yes, it comes out on March 3rd. And it's basically described as Netflix's Wednesday meets Norse mythology. And it's a dark contemporary fantasy following a teen who goes to a secret magical academy where she's trying to unmask a killer of somebody that's been killing people on the campus. Yeah, but I found out from the author's Instagram, and I can just put a picture right here. But yeah, I took that the day that I'm filming this, and it just really appealed to me. Said it's a hunted romance. Yeah, they're forced to work together to solve a murder mystery. That sounds really interesting. Okay, and number 5, our last one, or maybe I'll pick one more. I'm having fun with this. This is interesting. Let's see. A book you have seen a lot of hype on. Oh wow. Okay. Man, well, I just read a book that I've seen a lot of hype on. That would have been perfect. Let me see. A book I've seen a lot of hype on. Okay, one second. I actually cannot think of one I've seen a lot of hype on. Daggermouth would have been the perfect one. I already picked that. I read We Who Will Die recently. That was a book I've seen a lot of hype on. I can't think of one, which is shocking. I even tried to scroll on Book Talk. I didn't see anything. Yeah, so I'm just gonna pick another prompt. That one would have been so good. Man, let's try again. So, retrying number 5. Okay. A book KU recommends to you. Okay. I've seen this book, Kiss Gods. This, 558 pages. Not really feeling another fantasy, so let's see what else. I've seen The Silversmith, but again, I'm just not really feeling a fantasy. I already have a fantasy on my TBR. Duke, but that's a part of the Lucky River Ranch series, and I've seen Cash talked about. I know that's not everybody's favorite, but that would be starting a new series. I don't really want to start another new series, I'm going to be honest. Let's see what else they got. Riftborn, of course, I already picked that. Of course. The Ascended, that's a part of that, I can't pick that. Inspired by my Goodreads shelf, let's see. Sweet Venom, not yet, I'm sorry, I can't pick that, not yet. The Night Prince. I could do The Night Prince. I could do The Night Prince. That's the second book to The Wolf King. I read this last month in January. It was so good. I enjoyed it. I read this in a day, so I am excited about that. I know the third book I think comes out in September, so I've been thinking about this book a lot since I finished it. So we're gonna go with The Night Prince. Yeah, we're gonna go with The Night Prince. And I've just decided to do one more because I just want to. I typically read about like 8 to 10 books a month, so with this I would have 6 plus 4. That's about 10, we'll see. But I'm a mood reader here, so that doesn't even mean I'll pick any of these books up. We'll see. Okay. A book that intimidates you. Why? A book that intimidates me? Okay. Yeah. Oh, of course, that's what I get for picking another one. A book that intimidates me. A book. You know what? I got the perfect book. I got the perfect book. It's time. City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. The only reason that this intimidates me is because I expect to absolutely love this, and if this does not live up to it, I'm not going to be happy. I have no doubt it will. I I just need to pick up this book finally. So maybe this was a sign again. Um, yeah, I've heard so many good things about the Mortal Instruments series and the Infernal Devices and Cassandra Clare's world, and I'm just excited to pick this up. I've said this a lot, but I watched the movie as a kid. I watched Shadowhunters a little bit as a kid, and I really liked both of those. And I've seen so many people pick this up as an adult and just love it, and it be one of their new favorite series. And I just want to see what the hype is about. Like, I obviously know the twist and all that, but there's quite a bit that I don't remember. It's been a long time since I've seen the movie, so yeah, that's my sixth and final book. Okay, so let's run back through what I've picked so far, or picked for my TBR. So starting out with the four books that are essentially guarantees that are on my TBR are In Our Own League, Tag Your It, Love Song, and Hunt the Villain. These are all coming out in March throughout the month. Guarantees. I know I'm going to read those books. And then our first prompt was a book that's in the same genre as the last book you finished, which was a dark romance, and that is the sequel to The Lies We Steal, so that will be The Truth We Burn. Next is the highest rated book on your Goodreads, so that's my Goodreads shelf, and that was Daggermouth by H.M. Wolf. Super, super excited about this one, and honestly, this book could have been picked for so many more prompts, but it just wanted to be on my TBR so bad, it got picked early. We love that. Then we have a Kindle read, and my Kindle read ended up being Riftborn, which, as I mentioned, have been on my shelf for over a year, and I've just seen so many good things about it, so this finally made it on. I'm super, super excited about this. Then we had the last book that you took a photo of on your camera roll, and we went with A Beast Becomes Her. Like I said, I took a picture of this today, and it came from the author's Instagram. Super excited about that. We have a little bit of murder mystery, we have a little bit of a like campus vibe going on, kind of giving a little bit of dark academia. I'm excited about that. And then we had a book you've seen a lot of hype on. We had to nix that because the books that I'd seen a lot of hype on I had either already read or it's on my TBR. So we changed that, and we had a book that KU recommends you, and that was the sequel to The Wolf King, so The Night Prince. And like I said, I've been thinking about that book since I finished it, so I'm so excited for that. And then our last prompt was a book that intimidates you, and that was City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. Like I said, not necessarily intimidates me, but that I am scared to pick up because I just want this to live up to the expectation that I have of this book in this series, and I'm excited about that. So those are the technically 10 books on my TBR. I really enjoyed this. Like I said, I'm a huge mood reader, so I have no idea if I'll pick up literally any of these books on my TBR outside of the ones that are new releases, or if I'll pick up every single one of them. I'm going to be very curious with this being my first time and it picking for me, if I can stick to it.